This episode is proudly sponsored by HASA, the trusted choice for liquid chlorine. It's better because it offers the highest purity, works instantly, and contains no added CYA. By the bottom feeder, professional-grade battery-powered swimming pool vacuum system, it sucks to clean pools, so cleaning pools sucks less. Get $100 off the bottom feeder with code DVB100. Skimmer, trusted by over 30,000 pool service professionals across North America. Skimmer software helps you save time, grow revenue, and boost your 5-star reviews. Whether you're just starting out or expanding your team, Skimmer's easy-to-use tools and expert support have you covered. Upgrade your business in 2025 with Skimmer. Try Skimmer for 30 days for free at getskimmer.com/poolguy.
The Pool Guy Podcast Show. The Pool Guy Podcast Show. The Pool Guy Podcast Show.
Hi, welcome to the Pool Guy Podcast Show. In this episode, I'm going to spotlight the Polaris Freedom Cordless Robotic Pool Cleaner and the Polaris Freedom Plus Cordless Robotic Pool Cleaner. And if you're looking for a cordless robotic pool cleaner, Polaris is a great choice. I'll go over some of the features and some reasons why this is my top cordless cleaner choice for you. Join my coaching program and take your pool service to the next level. Connect with other pool pros in your area, gain valuable knowledge, and transform your business with personalized one-on-one advice from me. With over 36 years of experience, I'm here to help you succeed like never before. Learn more at poolguycoaching.com. The retail price of this cleaner is $13.99, right around there, and there are sales that happen at the beginning of the season and sometimes at the end of the season, and the Freedom Plus is $16.99. Again, this is the retail price for these cleaners, and the price will fluctuate. It may go up and down over the course of the season, so keep your eyes out for that. Now, what do you get for something over $1,000? Well, you get a really good cordless robotic pool cleaner. The main difference between the Polaris Freedom and the Polaris Freedom Plus is that the Freedom Plus has a cart. I do prefer the Freedom Plus because I like the service cart. Carts are really handy. You can store it there. You can also buy a cover for it. If you go to Amazon, there are covers for the Polaris Freedom and the Freedom Plus. You can also get the covers at clearpoolproducts.com. Clearpoolproducts.com has Polaris covers for the Freedom and for the Freedom Plus. It's a great way to protect it from the sun, especially if you're leaving it in your backyard and you don't have any patio that's going to provide shade for it. I'd rather you put it in your garage or somewhere else, but you don't really want to store it out in direct sunlight. That's going to damage the cleaner. I recommend storing it indoors, especially if you're paying over $1,000 for a product. Now, why do I like the Polaris Freedom and Freedom Plus? Well, mainly because it's based on the Polaris Epic model. This was a model that came out, I'm going to say 4 or 5 years ago, 3 or 4 or 5 years ago, somewhere around that point. It was a model that was designed to kind of be a step down from the Polaris Alpha IQ Plus. The Alpha IQ is definitely one of the premium robotic pool cleaners out there. In fact, if you ask anyone out there, even other robotic brand managers or brand marketing people, they're going to tell you that the Polaris Alpha IQ is the top robotic pool cleaner. And if you shop at Leslie's, it would be the VRX IQ Plus. Same cleaner, except it's a white model. It retails for $16.50, so just about the same price as the Freedom Plus cleaner. You can get the VRX IQ Plus or the Alpha IQ, and these are both premium corded robotic pool cleaners. So that's the distinction. So the Epic was a corded robotic pool cleaner that they came out with to kind of be the middle ground. And this would be the Polaris Epic 8640, which is similarly priced to the Freedom actually. So it's priced about $12.99 online, and basically you're getting the same cleaner except with a cord, the same cleaning ability as the Epic, except that the Freedom is a cordless version of the Epic. If you look at the pictures online, they look exactly alike, except one has a cord and one does not have the cord. The reason I bring this up is because when you're getting a robotic pool cleaner, you want to make sure that the technology is proven. I've tested a lot of new cleaners that come on the market from overseas. I'll give you one example, the iPair, the Scuba S1 Pro. When I first tried that model, it just didn't work in a freeform pool. It just had issues of going one direction only. So it would only turn right and it wouldn't turn left in the pool on the bottom, which is really weird because if you know anything about robotic pool cleaners, they should turn both directions in order to get full coverage. It wasn't until a firmware update just recently that fixed that problem. So that cleaner is of course fixed now, but it's really hard to update, and usually you have to exchange the model because updating it is virtually impossible. And so this is why I mentioned you want to get something that has proven technology, which is the Polaris Epic, which is the actual frame that they use for the Polaris Freedom robotic pool cleaner. Let me give you a few specs on the Polaris Freedom to see if this is right for you. Now, a cordless cleaner is limited to the pool size because it's cordless and it only runs for a certain amount of time. The Polaris Freedom runtime is 2.5 hours, which is not bad. It's actually a pretty good runtime. So I would say this is good for a 15,000 gallon pool or less. Anything over 15,000 gallons, you may want to stick with the corded robotic pool cleaner for that reason, because it's just not going to cover the pool as well. Just think about it. If you had a corded robotic pool cleaner and you had a 20,000 gallon pool, you'd have to run that for the full runtime of usually 3.5, 4 hours. You can actually increase the runtime on a lot of the more advanced cleaner models like the Alpha IQ. You can increase it to a higher runtime for the larger body of water. The cordless cleaners are made primarily for smaller pools, and they're highly effective in these smaller pools. Now, of course, you have different modes you can put it in to make it more effective. The Freedom, I'm just going to call it the Freedom from this point out, they make it simple, has a floor, wall, and waterline mode. That's the mode that most people are probably going to use. You have floor only, which is another mode that's really handy. And then you have a mode that hardly anyone will probably use, and that's waterline only. I like the fact that it's there, but it's not practical, and no one is going to really use this mode, I don't think, on a regular basis. The floor only mode is really popular because then you can clean the entire floors and kind of the slope of the pool, but not the walls of the pool. Realistically, 80% of the dirt is on the bottom of the pool, so if you wanted to do just the floor only mode, you can get the pool really clean that way. But I do like the floors, wall, and waterline mode because then you get the full coverage and you really utilize the robotic pool cleaning technology and what it's designed for. Now, the wall climbing ability can be limited based on the pool surface type. For a plaster and pebble tech pool, I would say would have no problem climbing the walls to the waterline. Most fiberglass pools, it'll probably be okay climbing the walls to the waterline. Vinyl pools, maybe, depending on the slope of the vinyl pool. So you have to kind of keep that in mind also. It may not do well on those areas. Someone asked me, and this is a valid question, can it clean the steps? Since it's cordless, can it clean the steps of the pool? Or maybe even like one of those Baja entry areas where you have a large step area in the pool? It cannot, because once it goes up the wall of the pool, even by the step area, the program, even like a seat in a deep end, it won't clean. Well, it may clean it okay because it'll land on it when it's cleaning the walls. But other than that, if you have shallow end steps, or if you have an entry and you have a large step area at the shallow end, it probably won't clean that, because once it goes up the wall, it'll detect itself. It has gyroscopes in there. It'll detect itself going vertical. And when it goes vertical like that, it knows that it's not going to go horizontal again right away, because then it may get stuck somewhere. So it'll go vertical, and then it'll actually reverse itself and go back down the same way it came up. So technically, it may go up on the step areas. It may hit the step areas from coming off the wall and cleaning the walls, but it's not going to specifically stop and go forward and back and forth on the step area. Just not programmed that way, so it's not going to be effective. There really is no cleaner that's going to be effective in that situation. Nor will it work with a beach entry. So if you have a beach entry, which are pretty rare, but I've had some on my route, it won't work either because it'll sense really low water and then it'll back itself out and it won't clean the beach entry. If you have a beach entry, I think a pressure side cleaner is your best bet in that case. So those are the kind of the modes. There's also a smart cycle where it calculates and optimizes the pool by scanning it. I like that mode because then it'll run maybe for 2 hours instead of 2.5 hours. But there's really no need to really put it in that mode if you don't want to, because 2.5 hours usually will clean an entire pool. Now it takes less than 5 hours to charge. What I like about this cleaner, and this is something that people have, of course, copied right after they made it, and they knew this was going to happen. It has a charging base, and it's really, there's nothing to plug in. There's no openings on the cleaner. So that's going to protect it in the event you have to open up a plug. Like there's, I think it was the AP or Seagull, when you have to open that up, or I think it was the AP or Scuba. I get the names mixed up. There was like a little charging port with a rubber plug you have to put back in. And if you didn't put that back in, the water would get into the motor and ruin it. So basically having no ports on the cleaner itself is a great way to keep it water sealed and give it that long lifespan that you would expect for a product that costs over $1,000. Of course, you want to make sure that no water gets in there. So 5 hours or less to charge it. So if you have to drop it in twice in one day, it's very feasible. One reason why I like the corded cleaners is that you can just put it in the pool, clean out the basket, and then drop it right back in the pool, and you don't have to worry about any downtime with charging the cleaner. One thing I forgot to note about the Freedom Plus, besides the cart, there is a remote control that you can use. There's like a little antenna on the Freedom Plus, and you can point it there and control the cleaner. You can also use a lift system from the remote control. The regular Freedom does not have the remote control, but you can kind of control it from the phone, but not technically really, because once it's underwater, you lose all Wi-Fi connection. So the remote is a good option. So I should say that for the price of the Freedom Plus, you're not just getting the service cart, but you're also getting a remote control for the cleaner. If you'd like to spot clean using the remote control and move the cleaner around manually, it's a great way to do that because the app won't work underwater, and there's no way to have the app work as a remote control with the cordless cleaners. It has a 4-liter debris canister. Now, if you don't want to go on Google, 4 liters is about a gallon of debris. So it can hold quite a bit of debris inside the canister. And it doesn't really affect the cleaner too much as far as the canister getting full of debris and the cleaner not working effectively. It really has a powerful motor on there. So that's not an issue if you have a pool with a lot of debris. But of course, you would want to empty the canister out so that it can fill up more and run smoothly. You don't want to leave dirt and debris in there every time you use it. Every time you take it out, you definitely want to clean that canister out. What's the micron rating of the standard canister that comes with the cleaner? There's no exact micron rating, but I would say it's around 100, 120 probably. So it's pretty fine. It'll get a lot of the debris and the, not quite super fine dirt, but some of the dirt out. Now, if you wanted to get an ultrafine sand silk canister for this, the part number is R0535-800. Again, that's R0535-800, and that's the ultrafine sand and silt filter. And this one's rated down to 60 microns. It feels like it's better than 60 microns, but that's the rating on it. I think it gets dirt out even to like 40 microns in my opinion, because once the dirt gets in there, it kind of, keeps it in, it kind of builds on itself and stays in the canister. But don't quote me on that. I just feel like that canister does filter out a lot of the fine dirt. So that's an option for you there. So that's not a problem. If you have a lot of dirt, you can get the ultrafine sand silk canister. It's just something that you have to pay for extra. It doesn't come with the cleaner, and you can order that from your retailer. Sometimes you can't find it in the stores. You have to special order that, or sometimes you can find it on an online retail store. Now, as far as the actual weight of the cleaner, it weighs 20 pounds. However, it does have the patented lift retrieval system. So if you are familiar with Polaris robotic pool cleaners, and it just started with their first branded cleaner, I can't remember the name of that cleaner. I think it was a 9200 or 9300. It had the lift system built in there. And basically what it is you push a button on the remote, or you push a button on the app itself. The cleaner will actually turn towards the pool, turn towards the wall of the pool, I should say, and climb that wall, and then wait for you to grab it. It'll wait there for, 10 to 15 seconds, and then you grab the cleaner out. Once you're pulling the cleaner up onto the deck, as long as the cleaner is still operating, the motor's still running, all the water will evacuate out of the back of that cleaner, and it's actually really light at that point to lift up. The 20-pound weight is just the physical weight of it outside the water. So imagine the cleaner in the water, full of water, and you're pulling it out. It's quite heavy. I don't recommend pulling it straight up. You're going to hurt yourself. I always like pulling it up on the coping and then tilting it. So if you have to take it out of the pool, after it's done, you don't use a lift system. There is an included hook in there. You can hook the handle and pull it to the side, and then you would want to pull it up slowly so the water drains out naturally. But the lift system will rapidly evacuate the water out of the cleaner, making it really light and easy to retrieve from the pool. So that's one thing I like about the Polaris cleaners is their patented lift system and the fact that the motor will kind of just shoot all the water out of the back of the cleaner for you and making it really light and easy to retrieve. As far as cleaning, how effective it is, it's highly effective in cleaning the pool. Polaris has been engineering robotic pool cleaners for a long time now. They actually own the rights to the Aquabot cleaners, so they have a lot of technology that transfers back and forth now from those two manufacturers. And I think with that in mind, you're going to get a cleaner that precisely cleans the pool really well, doesn't have any problems with cleaning a medium to small pool. It'll clean the walls, waterline, and floor really well, and you're going to have a really spotless pool. I like the cordless cleaners because, of course, they don't have a cord, and so if you have anyone that's like, oh, I don't like the cord in the pool, or they don't like the hoses from the automatic cleaners, this is a perfect option. Sometimes you have a pet in the backyard that will chew the hoses of automatic cleaners. It happens a lot. German Shepherds, Huskies, they're notorious for chewing cleaner hoses, so this is a great option for that. But I really like the fact that it's a clean product. Basically, you drop it in the pool, it cleans the pool with nothing on the surface, and then you retrieve it with a lift system or with the included hook. So to me, it's one of those things where you pay for that convenience of having, of course, a name brand cleaner with all this technology, backed by the warranty they offer, which is a 2-year limited warranty. However, since it's a US company, you can take it into a service center locally, or you can ship it to them and they'll send it back to you fixed under the warranty period, or even out of the warranty period. You can still get it repaired at a facility that services Polaris cleaners because it is a US cleaner. So that's one advantage of buying something stateside. The disadvantage is the price point. It's going to be more expensive for that reason, but you're getting a quality robotic pool cleaner that's really comparably priced to the corded high-end cleaner. So it's not like you're paying double for the cordless cleaner. You're paying actually a very similar, if not less or close to the price of a corded cleaner of the same model. Just have to realize the drawback between a corded and cordless cleaner, again, is the 2.5-hour runtime versus a corded cleaner, which has an unlimited runtime basically. Put it in the pool, take it out, empty the basket, put it back in the pool. Because it's corded and it's plugged in, you're not going to have that limitation. But if you want a cleaner that has that clean look, you don't have the cords, it does a great job cleaning the pool, and you want that technology, definitely the Polaris Freedom and the Polaris Freedom Plus with the service cart, with the caddy, I should say. It's not really a service cart, it's a caddy, and the remote control would be another option for you as well. If you're looking for other podcasts I've recorded, you can find those on my website, swimmingprolearning.com. Click on the podcast icon on the banner, and there'll be a drop-down menu of 1,600 podcasts for you there. And if you're looking at my coaching program, you can learn more at poolguycoaching.com. Thanks for listening to this podcast. Have a great rest of your week, and God bless. This episode is brought to you by HASA, providing products that deliver clean, healthy water for every aspect of everyday life. The bottom feeder battery-powered vacuum system, portable, powerful, and only weighs 12 pounds. And Skimmer. Get Skimmer, America's #1 pool service software. Podcast listeners can try Skimmer for free at getskimmer.com/poolguy.